In the bustling streets of the 1840s, one man was about to take a journey that would leave the world speechless. But it wasn't the kind of travel you'd expect. It was a journey that defied logic, ignored convention, and challenged the very idea of what was possible. A man, desperate to avoid the rising cost of train tickets, decided to ship himself across the country. This isn't a story about a reckless man seeking adventure. No, this is a tale of resourcefulness, of someone thinking far outside the box, of a man who saw a simple solution to an otherwise impossible problem. At the time, rail travel was booming, but the fares? They were steep, out of reach for many, especially if you were an average person living paycheck to paycheck. For this man, the only way to make it across the country was to think like a freight package. With a plan that most people would call insane, he bought a ticket. But not for himself. Instead, he purchased a one-way ticket for his very own body. Packing himself into a wooden crate, he sealed it up, wrote a few basic instructions, and boldly handed himself over to the postal service. The journey was long, grueling, and fraught with uncertainty. The man lay motionless inside the crate, unsure if he'd arrive alive, or even at all. The vibrations of the train rattled his bones, and the fear of being discovered gnawed at his every breath. Could he survive the ordeal? Could the postal workers simply ignore the strange, oddly shaped package? Every passing minute felt like an eternity. But he endured. The crate was tossed around, sometimes nearly dropped, and yet he clung to the faint hope that he'd make it to the destination. Each bump in the road, each jolt of the train, threatened to derail his daring gamble. Finally, after what felt like an endless stretch of time, the crate arrived. The man, battered but alive, emerged from his prison to find himself exactly where he needed to be, on the other side of the country, free from the high cost of travel. This strange, audacious feat of ingenuity became a legendary story, a testament to the lengths one man was willing to go to just to make ends meet. He had shipped himself across the country, and in doing so, proved that sometimes the best solutions come from the wildest ideas. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment below and let us know what you think of this incredible daring adventure. Your support helps the channel grow.